He hit the wall hard. Gotta make sure he's... Crikey, that didn't sound good. No, it didn't. Come on, Keith, we better go take a look. Blimey, he hit the wall hard. Better make sure he's all right. Well, he's out cold. What was that? It sounds like someone's in the back. I'll go check. Crikey, what's wrong? There's two more blokes back here, and is that dynamite? Dynamite? Good Lord, what have we got here? The answer was an attempt at sabotage by two German spies and their British collaborator. All three were transported to Elsbridge Hospital for treatment. Throughout their convalescence, they were interrogated by police, and the moment they recovered, they were thrown into Knapford Penitentiary, where they lived out the rest of the war and their lives. The dynamite they stole was recovered, as was the lamp that had foiled their escape, and it was extremely bizarre. Nobody had ever seen it before, nobody knew where it came from, and nobody knew how it ended up where it did. For the longest time, these questions would remain unanswered. And because no one claimed ownership of the lamp, it got passed about, somehow making its way to one of the work sites along the extension. This was the best thing that could have happened for the project. The site in question was about to start blasting to clear a way for the tracks. Not only was this hazardous job completed in record time, it was done without any setbacks. From then on, the project suffered no further delays, with every construction deadline met. It didn't take long for the workmen to associate their newfound progress with the lamp itself, as it did seem good luck followed it wherever it went. Even someone as skeptical as I was back then about the supernatural couldn't outright decry this as coincidence. The line eventually reached Aylesbury. A few days later, the First World War ended. The victory celebrations were extraordinary. Up to that point, none of us had ever felt such relief. The years went by, and the world recovered from that terrible conflict. The Railway Act would be passed, the Big Four established, the middies and nourices would come to Sodor, and the lucky lamp continued to circulate, finding its way to the Mid-Sodor Railway during the autumn of 1923. How are you feeling, Duke? Fine. This is such a bother. I know. Still, this sort of thing is what keeps you on the rails. I understand the reason, Pat. Doesn't mean I like it. I hate getting old. Don't we all? Hello, Grandpuff. Are you short of huff? Nothing of the sort. This is routine maintenance. Routine maintenance, eh? Getting a little long in the piston, are we, Grandpuff? Such wear and tear is the mark of an engine accustomed to hard work. You should learn from my example, youngster. Oh, I certainly will. And when the time comes that you've passed it, don't worry. We'll take care of you in case you break down. Break down? Me? Humph! That'll be the day. My word. Atlas, what's wrong? Why the long face? One of the workmen didn't show up at the quarry today. Who? Bob Mackenzie? Not Bob. I'm afraid so. His wife said he never returned from his morning hike. They're combing the hills for him now, but haven't found anything. My goodness, that's terrible. We best make sure to keep our eyes open. You got any words of wisdom, Grandpa? Don't assume the worst has happened until you can prove it. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Penny for your thoughts, Duke? You don't want to know my thoughts, Pat. I wouldn't have asked if that were true. Are you worried about Bob? Of course. He's such a good man. You know he has a wife and 2 children, right? I do. Why? It's just, if something has happened to him, how are they going to get by? You think the Great War hadn't already stated that the good are always the first to suffer? What was that? Aye, 'tis and all. Something's fallen out of one of the vans. Is that a lamp? How did that get on board? Search me. I didn't load the trucks. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just pick it up and... Hold on. What's that? What's what? Down there, in the ravine. You see that? I see an orange blur, and I think that's a man. Goodness. I'll scramble down and have a look. Are you sure, John? I grew up in these parts, Pat. I can climb this terrain blindfolded. Of course, I'm not as young as I used to be. Yeah, okay. All right. Easy now. Easy. Okay. Oh, good Lord. It's Bob Mackenzie! Crikey. Is he all right? He's out cold. I think his arm is broken. Wait there. We'll call for help at the next station. Right, yeah? The way I hear it, what little genuine doubts there were about Duke's prowess were thoroughly silenced that day, given how swiftly he tore down the line to Ballamooney, where he informed the station master of Bob Mackenzie's situation. A rescue team was dispatched immediately. It was very difficult extricating him from that ravine in his condition, but the rescuers persevered and were able to bring him to Falcon, who delivered the injured workman to Arsdale Hospital, where, I'm pleased to say, he made a full recovery. The manager of the slate quarry personally commended Duke for his eagle eye and hasty raising of the alarm. The MSR's number 1 took it all in stride, humbly stating that the lamp deserves some credit, given its timely escape from his truck. Stewart and Falcon would sing of Grandpuff and the magic lamp, but they, like everyone else who's ever possessed it, would come to respect its effects. Wait, how did the lamp go from here to the Scarloni Railway? Oh, that's a story for another day. Surely I've
Marcus, no.
Story, Toby. Still, I'm a little skeptical. Just try it, Stanley. Promise, once you start using it, your jinx will go away faster than you can say, fire. I don't think that's the expression, Andreas. No, I mean literally, there's a fire. Blimey, looks like we've got work to do, lads. Let's move. All right, terrific work, lads. I'll say they were in top form. Agreed. That barbershop has been there for over 20 years. Are you so sure this lamp brings good luck, Toby? Yes, it most certainly does. How can you say that, given what we just saw? Andreas, wouldn't you call it good luck that a fire broke out within spitting distance of a fully staffed fire train? I'd call it good luck if that fire never happened to begin with. But I take your point. All right, Toby, I'm convinced. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. From that moment on, Stanley was no longer bothered by his jinx. The MSR's goods engine caused no further problems and suffered no accidents. The lucky lamp was working overtime that day, let me tell you. Not only had the barber shop suffered minimal damage, the workmen also located the crate that was containing Stewart's replacement funnel. Needless to say, the MSR's number 4 was thrilled by this and was only too happy to work alongside Stanley from that point on. You know, upon reflection, I realised I made a mistake in a previous story, in which I told Percy the extension to Alsborough took only 2 years, instead of the 4 it actually did. Huh. I must have gotten that mixed up with the time it took to build the Farquhar branch. I must remember to tell Percy that next time I see him. Oh, at my age, I should be thankful such a misstep is the worst thing I've ever suffered.
Marcus, get out of that bedroom!
I'm sure that I have a great many more stories to tell. But for now, that's all there is. There isn't any more.